What's up, guys? I am on tour with the Jokers through August. It is the last leg of our Drive tour. This is the last time to see any of this material, and we have a bunch of cities up right now that we've added. April 19th will be in Cincinnati, then Youngstown. April 21st in Chicago at the Chicago Theater. We're doing Foxwoods. We're doing Atlantic City in July. Radio City Music Hall, our first show in New York City in years. It's been pre-pandemic since we've done New York, and we're doing Radio City. That's May 5th. That's a Sunday, and we are doing that with Joe Derosa. Your favorite taste buddy will be joining us on that show. So if you haven't seen Joe live, you haven't seen us together, come on out. It's a really fun show. Then we're doing Orlando, Atlanta, Mobile, Alabama. The list goes on and on. Grantville, Pennsylvania, Bethel, New York, Saratoga Springs, even Maine, New Hampshire, Syracuse, Durham. Everything's up right now at salvulcanocomedy.com. Get the tickets. We'll see you on the road.
Folks, Joe Derosa here, your taste buddy, and you're my taste buddies, and I'd like to spend time with my buddies. Where? When I'm out on the road. Folks, I'm hitting that big open road with my new hour. I never promised you a rose garden. Where am I going to be? When am I going to be? Well, Beacon, New York on April 12th at the Town Crier Cafe. Wilmington, Delaware at the Queen Wilmington on April 19th. May 3rd, Hamden, Connecticut, and May 25th, I'll be in Newport, Rhode Island at the Jane Pickens Theater. Here's another thing, though. Where am I not doing my hour, but I'm appearing live, and you can see me do stand-up. That's not part of my hour, and it's not my show, but I'm with some friends. Well, May 5th, that's where Radio City Music Hall. I'm with the Impractical Jokers, opening up the big show at the biggest place in the big old city we all live in. I can't wait to be there. I hope to see you for that, too. More dates are coming, people. If you want tickets to my shows, go to joederosa.com. Again, check me out also with the Jokers at Radio City Music Hall. And of course, if you're in New York, come on down to Joey Rose's. We're open 7 days a week at 11:30 every morning. Great drinks, great sandwiches. As always, joeyroses.com.
Taste buds, they coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. Two fools gonna fight, but only one food can be right. Taste buds, man, yeah, they coming to.
Folks, welcome back to TASTE Buds, Part 2, Deuce of the 80s Toy Battle. And by the way, shouts out to, I never met these guys, but shout out to Entrepreneur on Instagram and Friday Beers. They do really funny sketches, and I bought this T-shirt from the Entrepreneur channel. He's the guy. I wish I knew his name. He's the guy I sent you where he's like doing it always looks like a TED Talk.
Yes.
But he's like giving business advice.
Yes.
And it's always like, he's always like
sketch, right? It's like comedy.
Yeah. So it's like, it's literally him being funny. Like, let me tell you what I do. I jerk 6 times at least before every business. But it's always like shit like that. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to the tribe. Shout out to my boy Jerobi, actually, who watches the pod.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerobi.
Yeah. How cool is that?
It's very cool.
I mean, Jesus, the best of the best.
That's very cool. That's very
cool. The first album, I just played it yesterday. Anyway, so we have a recap before me, babe.
Well, we have to first, based on last week,
pick up with
Rubik's versus Simon, and whoever won that battle, because you forgot to post it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we found out that I didn't forget. They will not let you put a poll up if it's past the character limit.
Too many characters.
Because I reposted it and that didn't go up either.
All right, so can we see over here? What do we got? Our screens off here.
Too many characters. What is this, Joe's house at Thanksgiving?
That's what I was just gonna try. I was trying to think of a bit like that of some kind.
So then we got that. Then we're gonna go through. We'll tell the reseatings.
We're gonna reseat,
and then
we're gonna go to the phones.
We'll go to the phones.
Yeah,
to see what everybody had to say about all these toys.
Yeah,
and then we'll wrap that up. We're gonna get a final 4.
Yes,
from today.
Yeah. So 90s aren't even coming into this.
90s aren't coming in yet.
We thought it was, but it's not.
Not today. Not today.
Not in this tournament. I mean.
Well, no, because when we get the winner of the 80s tournament, it's going to face off against the winner of the 90s tournament.
Well, that'll be another tournament then.
Right. We're going to do all the 90s then, and then we're going to do the final 4 80s versus the final 4 90s.
Yeah, but we won't necessarily do that consecutively, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, then it would be
4 weeks.
No. This is going to now be
because when
3 weeks.
Okay.
Because we went too long.
Word up, cherry Coke.
But whatever. It was. We got more out of it than we thought we would.
Also, we have to figure out if we want to pull in another bracket of more 80s toys. You know.
Yeah. So for this bracket of the 80s tournament, we're down to the Elite 8, as you called it.
Yes.
Let's see, by the way, the one winner of the Elite 8. Read off the other winners, just so everybody remembers.
Okay, to recap, everybody. We had Transformers defeating G.I. Joe 68% to 32%. These are round numbers, Joe. We had Star Wars defeating He-Man 70 to 30. We had WWF defeating Voltron 72 to 28. All about the same spans there of defeat. Etch a Sketch beat Light-Bright 58-42, which proved to be the closest battle of the tournament, Sweet 16. We got Hot Wheels. I mean, just honestly, growing a penis and banging My Little Pony right up the hole, 88 to 12%. We got Lego defeating Barbie 86 to 14%, which was the biggest surprise of the whole tournament so far.
Yeah.
We apologize to Barbie and her affiliates. Cabbage Patch Kids beat Teddy Ruxpin 70 to 30. I'm looking at this and I'm like, there are toys out there. We wanted to make it even. We didn't just want to make it all figures and boy stuff, but Ruxpin is in there. But if Ruxpin's in there, I'm telling you, there's other stuff. There's people we neglected.
Yeah.
And Rubik's Cube versus Simon. We're going to get the winner to right this second, actually.
Okay, here we go. Rubik's Cube versus Simon. I think Rubik's will probably take it. V is gently massaging Simon with the cursor, which I don't know if that means
in circles, like it's areola or something.
I think Rubik's is going to. I think Rubik's is going to take it. I don't want Rubik's to take it, but let's see what happens. V, show us.
We have to pick. Right? We said we had to pick. We had to pick.
What do you mean?
We said we'd pick. Oh no, that's next. That's next round. Yeah. Well, I do think Rubik's
you're team Rubik's though, and I'm team Simon.
I do think Rubik's is going to take it.
Okay.
I love Simon though. I get more leg out of Simon.
Oh.
It wasn't a huge defeat, but it was big enough.
How many losses do I have on this goddamn?
This isn't losses. We're going to get one loss out of this. No.
Don't the round losses count?
No, because we can't. Some of them were. We both agreed. We didn't agree.
No, but the ones where we actually pick sides, those don't count as wins and losses, or no?
I think that tournament should just be a win or a loss.
Okay.
I don't know. That's in your favor, probably, right?
Well, we don't know.
Well, can you? I mean,
look, I'm fine with that. I'm racking up losses.
Transformers, G.I. Joe. We both said Transformers. Star Wars, He-Man. We both said He-Man. WWE Voltron. I won. Etch a Sketch, Light-Bright.
I won.
You won. Okay, so that's a wash, right?
Right.
So, Rubik, Simon. But did you take Simon, or is it like?
I took Simon, but.
Okay. Well, I took Hot Wheels. We could just took Hot Wheels.
Guys, what do you think? Should it just be the one win of the whole tournament, or do you think it should be the individual?
I say it should be the whole tournament, and maybe it counts for 2 wins.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's okay.
I think we also need to decide still if we're going to enter more toys into this before we decide that. But it's okay. Because we're getting our final 4 today, and we know who's we picked on those. So we could always double back.
Our final brackets, our brackets for the Elite 8 are.
We both chose Hot Wheels, if I'm incorrect, right? That's right.
No.
You chose Hot Wheels? I took Pony?
In the battle?
Yeah.
Oh, that I don't remember. I'm talking about now.
Took Hot Wheels. I think I don't remember Cabbage and Rux and Lego and Barbie. I took Lego, you took Barbie. So I think it's going to be convoluted. I think let's just wait till we reseed, like maybe even the final 4.
Okay.
And pick our.
All right. So what's the Elite 8?
Maybe it'll happen naturally, you know.
Uh-huh.
So the Elite 8 being, Rubik's Cube 1, right?
Yep.
Rubik's Cube, Etch a Sketch, Star Wars. This is how we're reseeding. Yeah. Rubik's Cube versus Etch a Sketch. Star Wars figures versus Transformers, or the world of Star Wars, I should say. All the toys. Cabbage Patch Kids versus WWE Wrestling, WWF Wrestling, and Legos versus Hot Wheels.
Okay, great.
Makes sense.
All right, that's the reseat. We said we were going to go to the phones a bit here before we go.
Yeah, let's take a look at each of these.
The reseated battles. Let's see what people had to say about Cabbage Patch Kids versus Teddy Ruxpin. Both would kill you in your sleep. Very, very valid. I can still remember the smell of the Cabbage Patch doll. Absolutely.
Absolutely, immediately right now I can too.
Teddy scared me. Cabbage Patch Kids were traumatizing. See, I never found the Cabbage Patch Kids odd.
Can you scroll? We'll go. Can you scroll back up? I just want to. Yeah. The Cabbage Patch Kid, I had a signature on him, but I didn't realize it was an autograph. I was like 2 or 3, so I took a pen and scribbled on my teeth, brushing them Cabbage Patches rear.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
That's fun.
I'm surprised that people are saying the Cabbage Patch Kids were scary.
You can go back to that. We'll read a few more of each. That's okay.
I'm surprised people are saying the Cabbage Patch Kids are scary because I don't think they were scary.
Those preemies were scary.
Cabbage Patch Kids spooked me then, spook me now, and spook me until I die.
The cat one I agree with. The regular kids didn't.
But the Teddy Ruxpin didn't. Cabbage Patch Kid was kind of great. Yeah. Have you ever seen a Cabbage Patch doll eat a screaming child's hair? Because that alone makes, I don't know what that means.
I don't know. At least one of these is food related. Oh,
no.
Cabbage.
Could you put a Wu-Tang cassette in a Teddy Ruxpin and he starts just rhyming Wu-Tang?
Well, the way Teddy Ruxpin worked was the cassette, whatever it was playing, the sound would make his mouth move. So, yeah, I'm sure you could put any cassette in. It looks like he's lip-syncing it.
What would that one say? Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, you can put any tape in a
Teddy Ruxpin was that toy. There was that special factor knowing Teddy would read me my own story. Cabbage Patch Kids just freaked me out. A lot of freakouts for the Cabbage Patch Kids. You could put any tape in a Teddy Ruxpin. There were no Teddy Ruxpin riots. Yeah, they were Cabbage Patch Kid riots.
Let's go back. Okay, Hot Wheels My Little Pony, please. Now, Hot Wheels took this by 87%. I'm not a brony, sorry.
Do you play brony?
No, but in all fairness, out of the two of us,
do you skew brony
I look
more
that I would be found at one of those conventions.
Yeah, because you're more into collectibles.
Yeah, and I'm a little weirder. My Little Pony. I rode horseback since I could walk. Oh, privileged much?
My Little Pony forever. Man, these are not reflecting the scores. I don't think Hot Wheels are a fetish. My Little Pony slaps. Where were you guys in the votes?
This has been happening lately where the comments are like heavy in one direction and the vote is way off.
That's crazy. Yeah. Even girls like Hot Wheels. So there you go. That we said that. The bronies ruined My Little Pony for everyone. My Hot Wheels just so the My Little Pony jingle never plays again. Oh, what was My Little Pony jingle? My Little Pony, My Little Pony. I don't know. That's it? My Little Pony, My Little Pony?
My Little Pony. Yeah.
My friend Tony.
Sorry.
It's okay. My friend, just scroll back up. My friend Tony Franchise is so tiny, he used a Hot Wheel to drive around. What?
It's got to be that this kid is like, I'm going to see if I can get them to read this right now. That's got to be, right? Sal and Joe are going at it. I'm the brony.
No, I'm the brony.
Okay. I grew up a tomboy, and although it's much more feminine now, boys' toys will always be better than girls' toys. Hot Wheels still Hot Wheels. I still check out Hot Wheels today to see if there are. I do. Oh, tell him Steve Day. Shout out here, this guy. I agree, man. I agree. When I go to Target or the pharmacy. Or the supermarket, I will always take those 3 stores, which are almost weekly stops.
Sure.
I will take a stroll down the toy aisle every time for to see if there's
not for giggles.
Not so much giggles. That's a great joke, by the way. Chris Fairbanks.
What is that?
He goes, I went to the doctor the other day just for shits and giggles because having both of those is not a good sign.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a great joke. Anyway.
That's a great joke.
I will go down the toy aisle and I will check out the Hot Wheel cars and the He-Man figures and whatever. And I'm like, that Hot Wheels are a toy where I'm like, if I see a cool one, I'll grab it.
Still,
what's it going to cost me? $5?
Is that what they are now?
It is wild how much they are.
The price,
dude. You know, He-Man figures used to be $3.99.
I could believe it. I thought He-Man was more like $7.99.
They're like $25 now.
Per?
Well, no, I'm wrong. They're like a lot of them are 10 or 12.
10.
But like the average one now that you actually want is $25. And then, well, of course, when they get collectible, it's like forget it. You know, but anyway,
what was that? What was that one from the 80s? It was like insect people, and I had like a big moth or a fly, and you put your hand in. It's a black glove, and then your hand, where your fingers were the legs of the
what was that?
moth. And they had like antennas coming out of their head.
What was that?
That was big too. I had that. I messed with that.
Can you Google 80s insect toy black glove? I know it sounds random, but I think that
not incest toy. Let's back that up.
Oh boy,
who you logged in as?
Oh boy.
TC, that's it.
Oh, BTG figure?
There it is, right there.
Right there. Yeah,
Second
that's
one.
it. Guest
Second
blogger,
one.
awesome. See that one? His hands in it. They're all that. That's all of them. Yeah.
What's it called?
Right there. BTG
Bug
figure.
Warrior.
Calico. Guess that's it right there. I had that guy too. You wrote it. What is
wait,
it?
what's the name of it? Click on.
Just scroll down to the first question and it says it right there. Sectors.
Oh yes.
Warriors of Symbion is a line of action figures released by Calico in 1985, created by Lawrence Maston Clark.
Now,
the Sectors worlds blended humanoids with insects and arachnids.
Developed by Dan DeStefano.
Oh,
really?
Pig. Do you remember? Wait a minute. No. Oh wait, yes, it is. Okay, that was their vehicles.
Dude, we didn't even do Thundercats, bro.
We didn't do Thundercats. Do you remember Visionaries? Where they had the staff with the hologram on it and they could project a
That sounds
hologram.
fun. I don't know if I remember that.
The show was awesome. Visionaries were very cool.
We mentioned this earlier, Mask, which was a huge then. It didn't stand the test of time, though.
And then the movie came out about with Cher, with the kid that had the facial problem. And we were watching I swear to God, we were watching the Oscars. My mom and I were watching the Oscars, and that got nominated for something.
I thought you went to go see it.
No, it got nominated for something, and they go, you know, the nominees are, and they go Mask. And I was like, whoa, wow, there's a Mask. And then
was the guy's name Face? Oh no, that was A-Team, right?
And then it showed that kid, and I was like, what is this? All right, let's go to the phones on the next one. We got
Etch a Sketch Light Bright. Here we go. These are the toys that your weird neighbors had.
That is very funny. There is something about that's what I was saying about the Light Bright always being turned over with the missing pieces.
Yeah,
there was something about, and there was an oddness to it. You know, but yeah, Light Bright all the way, so pretty.
I always wanted a Light Bright, but never got one. I would have definitely taken a Light Bright over an Etch a Sketch.
The satisfaction of completing a Light Bright is like no other. That's right, because they would give you those diagrams, right, with the paper.
Can you go back to it? I'll let you know when to scroll because I don't want to miss one that I saw.
What do you point at?
Square boobies.
It's very true. But
yeah, they give it paper as a
that's
guide.
another reason I feel like it was a fire hazard because you're putting paper against like a lamp,
a bulb. Yeah,
yeah. Legends choose Etch a Sketch. You're right, they do, Molly. You're right, they do.
Well, just stay because I was going to read the next one. I thought it was a good point. It was the basis of it was. Oh, here it is. You can't move a Light Bright around. That's true. We ever try to move it and the pins would fall out and you'd be like, oh, but you can take an Etch a Sketch anywhere.
I thought you couldn't move it around because you had to plug it in.
Probably that too. Or was it battery operated? I think it was battery operated.
I remember.
Was it?
No, I remember the exact opposite of the pins falling out.
No, that's for Light Bright.
I remember the exact opposite of the pins falling out. I felt like you had to like.
Oh,
it was like
I feel
stabbing
like
a man.
And you hit them and they would come pouring out of the thing.
I feel like they were like really in there. Yeah.
Was it plug or was it?
I think it's a plug.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a plug.
The early one is plug for sure.
Really? Back then, batteries not included was.
Dude, by the way, bud, we could have a full in-box Light Bright for $28. I mean, what are we doing?
We should have.
There's one out of box for $22.
It was Light Bright batteries or. Well, they're going to tell you probably now. All right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No.
But anyway,
you needed a screwdriver to put the batteries in that thing. It just said it's a screwdriver not included
because the kids would take them out and didn't swallow them.
The D, you can't swallow D battery. What are you, nuts?
Depends who you are. Legends choose Etch a Sketch. This is messed up. Someone's mad. Light Bright was far superior.
Right.
All right.
I wanted both, but didn't get either. Thanks for reminding me. Etch a Sketch is when the thought of shaking someone would erase it at all. I'll say this about the Etch a Sketch and the Light Bright, okay? This was the Yankee Candle of toys. This was...
I don't understand the power.
You know when like you're like when I worked on the Pete Holmes show, we did a monologue about gift giving, and we talked about how Yankee Candle is like when you're like nothing says I don't think about you,
right.
Like a Yankee Candle.
Sure.
You know? Like these were that toy. Like these were the toy where it's like any kid. You know, it's like in Seinfeld when she buys the kid Boggle for his bar mitzvah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's a catch-all.
These were thoughtless toys. Yeah. All right, let's go to Lego Barbie. One of the great drubbings of this podcast. I still can't believe Barbie lost this much. Lego, boys rule, girls drool. Barbie, because stepping on Legos are hell on earth, yes. If there's any doubt that women don't listen to the show, check out these results.
That is wild. But we can look at our analytics on Twitter and we could see what the split is.
Look, right there. Next thing is a woman.
Yeah.
Lego solos the whole thing. As a lady, I with Legos.
Yeah. That's what it is. Legos is universal. I'm telling you.
Emily Dillman, Legos. Just
you name a first and last name and just say, look. Thank God Barbies are improving, but the gender-neutral, non-stereotypical Lego has stood the test of time. If you didn't make your Barbie 69, are you even an 80s baby?
Great point.
Very good. Lego all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Building is funner than dressing up. My mom never let me have a Lego set as a kid. Still bitter. Second poll, and I've seen enough. Lego winning it all. Lego might be skewed, though, because of its popularity today. That's tough. Lego might take the cake. This one's a slaughter. I can't believe Barbie went out like that.
I'm shocked.
Here's a one right here. A woman says, tough choice to make in the year of Barbie, but Legos are so much more entertaining.
Then another woman, followed by another woman. Barbie. Oh, no, she said Barbie all the way. I'm sorry.
Lego my ego. Barbie can take a long walk.
That's a woman?
Must be a toss-up for Sal since he's a Warner Brothers company, man.
Wait a minute. Did Voltron just text that to us? Or did that come in the...
Vintage toy division?
No, that's not at us, right, V?
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's in the comments. It's just someone that runs a vintage toy.
Well, look, babe, you might find... that might be your Voltron. He might have that for
plastic
sale.
to me.
Yeah, that was a comment, not an ad.
Makes me think of the Jeselnik joke. Barbie gives unrealistic expectations of how easy it is to rip a woman's head off.
That is a Jeselnik joke. All right, let's go back, V, to what else do we got here? Transformers G.I. Joe. Transformers is a brand, movies, shows, toys. That kid that had G.I. Joes or serial. Based on what, Blake? Yeah, like what is that based on?
Also, he's the first comment in we've read every one of his so far.
I mean, what? But like that, why are they serial killers? Like, what is that based in? There's nothing.
No, I don't like when we see comments that are just like that make no sense.
Yeah. I play with G.I. Joe dolls as a female born in the 90s. Wow, that's interesting. Emily Dillman again. It's Emily Dillman again.
These two should not be going against each other. They were both incredible toys in the 80s, so hard to choose. Wait, doesn't that mean they should be going against
This one broke me.
Okay, yeah. I said the same.
Toilet Soldiers.
Toilet Soldiers is a thing I had to pitch on Jokers.
What is it?
It's dolls based around you play with them in and around the toilet.
10 out of 10.
And people were like, no, you can't. I had to play dumb and be like, yeah, but the toilet, you clean it first.
G.I. Joe is such a nostalgic feeling. Transformers is meh.
Oh, really?
It's harsh.
Without G.I. Joe, Jane doesn't get the nickname and Will Smith doesn't slap Chris Rock.
Oh, wow.
Good point, Big Mike.
Oh my God, that's a rabbit hole. Wow.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe is awesome. They had a ton of great characters, really awesome vehicles and sets, but pound for pound, Transformers were a way cooler toy. This is basically how we summed up our argument, Roger. Right? Spot on there. But I guess I gotta pick G.I. Joe because G.I. Sal would faint at the sight of a house cat. Oh boy, Jack.
As a girl, I enjoyed playing with Transformers, but G.I. Joe was more fun to intermingle with Barbies.
Ooh.
That's sexy. I like that.
That's crazy. So two G.I. Joes just holding on to both thighs.
You know what I'd like to do is watch a He-Man bang a Barbie. Or vice versa.
This is
Can we get that? Can we clip that? It's because Barbie is Amazon compared to He-Man, but he's got muscles on muscles. Be an interesting fight.
Yeah. These should be the top 2 seeds. How are they facing in the first round? Of course, G.I. Joe. Who else is going to hang out with Barbie? Ken's old news.
Yeah, that's true.
Gastrointestinal Joe all the way.
That's a good point right here. Every Transformer is 2 toys in one. Even if you argue that G.I. Joe has accessories, they always get lost or broken. Not true. True. When you know what held the G.I. Joe together, right? It was that little rubber band, and there was a little metal hook on his crotch, and it held you to the torso to the legs. And if they ever got worn out or snapped, it would all fall apart. Yeah, I would keep those G.I. Joe's body parts and use it like
pieces on the field.
Yeah.
What we did was
rescue them.
We would intentionally, when we got tired of all of our G.I. Joes, we intentionally pulled them apart and broke them. We took new rubber bands, unscrewed them because they had a screw, and you could actually take them apart. And we mixed guys together.
You're kidding me right now.
That's serious. You could.
Where did you get the rubber band? Those rubber bands were specialty, little strong mini rubber
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We didn't snap them. There was a screw on the back, and you could unscrew it. If you got the torso open, which was easy, you could unhook it, and we would reassemble them as
That's crazy.
That's
mutants. Good fun.
It was. Fun. It was a good time.
That's good fun.
All right, let's go to the next poll, V, which is what? Did we do this one yet? He-Man, Masters. No, okay. No. He-Man and Masters of the Universe. I'm sorry, He-Man and Star Wars.
Don't read the first one.
Okay.
I was too young for He-Man. All right. Not gonna lie, I only picked He-Man because I hate Star Wars. Call me when He-Man has a Death Star made out of Legos. Legos. He-Man scares me still. Okay. As a diehard fan and a vintage toy collector. Okay, I'd like to hear what you have to say, Fat Jesus. MOTU, Masters of the Universe, is an excellent one.
They say Motu. I've watched all the docs.
It's an excellent one with tons of great characters. The originals came with mini comics. That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
with excellent art. Plus, Motu is still making new toy lines every year, and now I get to experience Motu with my kids. It's the best.
You want to talk bang for your buck? You're getting an action figure with a comic in the thing. I can't believe He-Man's out already.
What is he, Swedish? He plays Swedish.
I would say
Dutch?
Icelandic or something. Yeah.
Go fly the Millennium Falcon and give me one good reason to vote against Star Wars. How am I supposed to choose?
I know it's a tough one. Star Wars, if we're taking the original 4, 5, and 6, well, that's hence 80's, Jim. Props to whoever is defending He-Man, but that one's going to be a valiant effort. I agree. I'm very sad that He-Man's out. I thought He-Man might win because Star Wars as a franchise is receiving the hate that Barbie is getting, and we saw what the hell just happened with Barbie. So I'm surprised that.
Well, I don't know if it's getting the hate. It seems to be a mixed bag.
The way Joe is arguing against Star Wars. Well, I was.
See, Randy, sometimes we still surprise you.
Star Wars is one of the overall greatest creations. Yeah, but we're talking just about the toys. Star Wars needs to go. I just know Joe is a Star Wars fan too. Who uses toys as toy? All right.
You can scroll. Who is this Tony franchise?
It's clearly just a bit, right? But there's a Tony franchise really likes looking at it, the He-Man toy. Nothing wrong with it.
All right, come back out. We didn't do still a few. WWF wrestling figures versus Voltron. Here we go.
All right, sorry.
That one's not bad. WWF putting together Voltron is like putting together IKEA furniture. Being able to bounce.
How was he the first in every poll?
Because they probably give him preferential because he's has the.
Okay.
Being able to bounce the wrestlers off the ropes was possibly the most fun thing a child could do. I 100% agree. And what we used to do too, I didn't mention this. So let's say we had the ring, right? So it had the ropes that were elastic, right? So you would pick. What we do is we play a tournament. So we divide we have a draft, right?
Right.
So I'd pick this guy, then you pick, then we have pick,
right?
And then we pull him back on the count of 3. We let him go.
That was fun to do.
Smashed, and then whoever flipped out of the ring was out, and you kept your other guy.
Yeah.
That was hours of my life.
Yeah.
Hours.
That was the whole, that was the
so
one
much fun.
thing you could do with the toy was slingshot it.
Yeah.
You know, because I do agree with this comment here about how you could, I forget who said it, but how you couldn't, there it is. WWF figures with some, were some unarticulated crap. I agree.
So was Star Wars, you know, so was My
Yeah,
Little
but dude,
Pony.
But dude, WWF figures, you couldn't even go like this.
Yeah, but
It
they were
was literally,
bendable.
it was literally just, that's the stance.
Yeah, but they were able to have bounce, you know?
Yeah.
They were
Well, that's
able-
what I'm saying. I think the whole selling point was the bounce factor.
Yeah.
WWF for sure. We still had all those figures too. I had the 2 of the original WWF wrestling rings until a few years ago.
This WWF figures were junk. They couldn't articulate. Voltron still holds up today, an engineering masterpiece.
I also agree with long-haired hippie. If you had the WWF ring, you were elite. It was so WWF figures. This was the opposite of what I was saying about the catch-all nature of the Light Bright.
Right.
This was like you had an interest. You were into something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were in
Right.
because as popular as WWF was
Yeah,
then,
but you're talking about a neutral toy versus a toy geared at least toward a specific gender. And that's why the Etch a Sketch might also play as thoughtless.
but don't forget, dude, this is not this as big as WWF was then. This is still not. It still isn't what it is today. It was still not. This is still in the era of WrestleMania was fairly new.
yeah.
It was a syndicated broadcast. It was not. It did not have a home.
Right.
You know, like SmackDown wasn't a thing yet, and all that stuff.
D-Train says, my crates of wrestling figures were my prized possessions as a child, making up your own dream matches between certain wrestlers, and can't forget the array of toy weapons. That's right. Endless fun. Hiding WWF figures in your backpack while going to school because your friend wanted to have a match at lunch is what school was all about.
Should have done wrestling figures versus Power Ranger figures. Well,
Power Rangers weren't the 80s, right?
yeah, Power Rangers was 90s, and they're on the list for 90s potentially. What the
I've
hell?
never been a fan of playing with World. Oh, okay. Tony Franchise likes to take a bunch of coke and pretend he's in the WWE. I would go back out.
All right.
Where else?
Tony Franchise is it's like Steve. It's like a Clem Fandango or Steven Purchase. It's a funny name.
All right. What didn't we get yet?
We didn't get into this one.
Let's do that one.
All right. Rubik's Cube
versus Simon. Here we go. The cube is more iconic.
Yes.
Simon's the reason I have anger issues.
Yes.
Have you ever solved the Rubik's Cube? Someone did a separate vote. Let's see. Hit no.
Yeah. Hit no.
That's a lie. Even those 18% didn't solve it.
81% say no.
It's aggravating as well as therapeutic at the same time, the Rubik's Cube.
Now again, the comments don't reflect the poll because Cube won.
I don't get this. Simon should say that Rubik's Cubes are fire. I can't tell you how many Rubik's Cubes I've broken. An iconic toy. I felt like the smartest kid on earth until I encountered a Rubik's Cube.
Nerf gun versus Super
Well,
Circler.
that's coming up in the 90s, boo.
Simon, I was the champion back in my day. I can still hear that damn thing. Now, I will admit this too. I almost, in the last episode, I said I was at the Burbank airport and the guy was selling Rubik's Cubes. Officials. I almost bought one. As much as I never enjoyed it, I almost
There's nostalgia.
bought one.
It's portable. It's like you could just pick it up, put it down.
It was a red-eye flight. I was like, it'll give me something to do the whole flight. Like maybe I'll solve it by the end or whatever. I won't be able to sleep. I didn't buy it.
I'll tell you this. I like to make my house fun, right? There's fun stuff in my house. There's like, this hoop, this ring, the candy, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the table, I have the Rubik's Cube, the Simon, the Magic 8-Ball, and like a couple of other 80s toys. Nobody ever picks them up. I have them in a little tray on the coffee
Do you
table.
think it has something to do with people coming to your home who are in their 40s and 50s?
I think those are who it's for.
Yeah. I know. I was just being a smart ass.
Yeah, I know you were, but it's okay.
I thought I'd get something from the peanut gallery.
Yeah. No, I just feel like they're non-committal, nostalgic toys that you can pick up and just have a moment with. And I thought they'd be a hit, so I put a bunch out, like as in like
I do that too. Yeah.
Go ahead, have some fun there. Nobody ever picks them up.
So I
play them, but
my place in LA, I had this big loft, and I did that with the loft. I had all my gaming systems set up. I had the arcade machines out. I had magazines like laid out, like fun magazines.
it's a fun zone.
Yeah.
You set up a fun zone.
And you're right. People rarely go. But I'll tell you this. Here's why I think. Because it's normally if you're having people over, it's a gathering, it's a get together. People want to intermingle. People want to talk, whatever. Nobody's going to go be any social.
I don't even mean at parties. I mean forever. I have one person over, two people over. Anyone passing by, anyone at all ever. I'm just saying these are things that you have to go into. Yeah, you wouldn't pick it up and just try to get green and put it back down?
If we're talking, it's kind of rude if I go, excuse me, and I pick up a Rubik's Cube.
I think if people are more carefree, they're in the home.
Some guy's telling you he's about to lose his house. They're like, hold on, I'm trying to solve yellow.
They're in my house. Their shoes are off. They're probably having a cold beverage.
I hear you.
Magic 8 Ball?
That's easy. That's a fast one.
Nobody picks it up.
Yeah, that's a fast one.
What didn't we do?
I think we did it.
All right. So have the reseedings been posted?
Yes, they have.
Okay. So let's get into these reseeding battles.
And we're not going to retread a lot, but we will comment on each battle, the new respective dynamic.
And we also, too, even though these wins, these individual bracket wins and losses might not count towards our overall score, we have decided we picked actual teams
we'll
this
commit
time.
to them,
Yeah, instead of being as passive as we were in the
because
first
at
round.
the end we want to see if we have someone system.
Okay, our next battle begins. We have eight to go? 4 to go.
4 to go. Right
4
here.
to go. All right,
start.
Where do you want to start?
Anyway, you want. These are the 4 right there. Let's start.
Well, let's get Rubik's Cube Extra Sketch out of the way since we're already talking about it. This show, Taste Buds, is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp. They have been a long time sponsor here at the Taste Buds podcast, and we're happy to have them. Why? Because they do really, really good things. What's the first thing you'd do if you had an extra hour in your day, maybe even an extra day in your life? We all want more time. What would you do with the extra time? Would you go for a run? Would you take a nap? Would you read a book? Would you spend time with loved ones? I don't know. A lot of us spend time during our lives, in the time we do have, wishing we had more time. But the question is, why? For what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? Well, the best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what is important to you. Make that important thing a priority. Therapy can help you find out what matters so you can do more of it. I have benefited from therapy. I have found that one of the things it truly helps me do is prioritize what is important to me in my life, and that allows me to utilize what? My time. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, it's designed to be convenient, and it is suited to your schedule. So learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/tastebuds today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/tastebuds. All right, ready?
Oh, well, hold on.
I'm doing the chant.
Who do you... Okay. I thought you were like,
no,
right?
Time 2, BATTLE buds. All right, here we go. Who do you think?
See that new Rubik's? That's built-in color in the plastic. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I watched a doc recently on this. There's kids that are just like, and it's like 10 seconds.
Insane. It's insane.
Yeah. I don't like that.
I will reiterate what I said last time once again. I don't understand how anybody can fix it, solve it. I don't understand.
Look at this. The Coach Cube, from their own mouths. It's stickers, so you could solve. I don't understand. How do you learn how to solve it more? Do you know? You want to know something cool?
But do you see what a nerd's device this is? That you have to get a teacher toy to go with it? Like,
yeah,
oh my God!
My nephew does it like on his own. I don't understand. I guess you have to really do it enough to understand like certain patterns and stuff. But because there are numbers underneath. I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, there's a website, right? That you can go on. I forget the name of it now, but like you basically tell the website like what like 2 sides of your Rubik's Cube is, and then it tells you what moves to make to solve it. So that's fun. You can get it solved.
How do you tell?
You let them know like what the colors are currently.
So there's like a thing that you click.
Yeah, you just click.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you hit it, and it just spits out immediately all the moves you have to do to get it solved.
I mean, It's madness, this thing.
You know what I would like to do? A little social experiment. I'm going to go home. I'm going to solve it, with the help of this. And I'm going to put the solved one down. And I want to see what person comes into my life that has the cojones to pick that up and change it when it's solved, because you got to be some type of person to walk into to pick up a solved Rubik's Cube.
There's
and
nothing
jumble
more
it.
satisfying than doing that to a Rubik's Cube, than messing it up. So somebody will do that. It's an urge we all have. But let me give a brand new argument in this matchup as to why I think the Etch-a-Sketch is far superior to the Rubik's Cube. And it's very simple. The Etch-a-Sketch allows you to create, it allows you to bring something beautiful out of yourself and put it there. The Rubik's Cube's entire purpose is to make you feel stupid.
Well,
is to make you frustrated, to make you go, this is hard,
one
and
is
whatever.
a puzzle,
Yeah.
and one is open-ended. You know, if you have more of a puzzle type of mind, you're gonna like, you know, trying to solve something. There's a challenge at stake.
Yes. It's an impossible challenge, though.
I can spend more time with a Rubik's Cube than an Etch-a-Sketch before I get bored, and so that is why I will side with Rubik's. Also, I think if you think 80s, if you think quintessential, ultimate, no holds barred 80s, including Etch-a-Sketch, including anything else, I think the number one thing that will pull up in someone's mind is a Rubik's Cube, more than any single other toy that we even mentioned. Any single other toy, I think it's tied to the 80s more than any single toy.
What is the strategy of solving it? I don't understand.
Meaning, like,
I understand what the goal is.
The goal is to solve it.
No.
What is the strategy?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, when you have a cube that's truly screwed up.
Yeah.
You got colors all over the place.
Most cubes.
Yeah. I'm literally like, there is no way to fix this.
I understand.
Without continually messing it up more.
Is this maybe one of the appeals, the psychological appeals? I mean, not to call it appeal, but the chase is maybe what keeps it around. Is like people, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I've never solved it. I'll always try to solve it. I always pick it up. You know what I mean? Like the kind of like, but here's what I don't get. Okay. You either have to read up on it or go into a forum, because for you and I, right? I'm getting one side is very easy. I can do, it's not even a break.
Everybody can do one side.
But even two, if you don't understand some type of logic or sequencing, you're not gonna fall upon it. I don't think you are. Like, I've never been able to get two, and I know how to get one.
So at what point does this stop being a toy and being like a brain game? Because it doesn't sound very toyish the way you're
puzzle.
Right. But I get that. But puzzles can also be fun. What you're saying right now is if you don't do Indiana Jones archaeological research on this device, you'll never solve it. And it's to me, like, it's like, that's
I'm not saying
even
it's not
fun at that
I'm not saying
point.
it's not a shortcoming. I'm just saying I still think no matter what, if you say to someone 1980s toy, go, I think vast majority is going to say Rubik's Cube. It's just tied to it.
This should have been pitted against the Slinky.
It's fun for a girl and a boy. Well, you know what? We said
see what happens.
We could have done all like Slinky, Etch, Rubik's, and then we could have saved all the boy girl stuff for another one.
Let's do this different than we did last time. Let's announce the winner after each battle.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the phones on Rubik's Cube, Etch-a-Sketch, or the vote rather, not the phone. Excuse me.
Well, we can see because people are commenting on a new battle here.
Sure.
I have to pick Etch-a-Sketch because it's the one of the two that I can even remotely use. I'd rather stare at a wall than hopelessly fumble around with a Rubik's Cube. An undeniable force of manliness. No, okay. Etch-a-Sketch involves skill. Rubik's Cube involves being on the spectrum.
If you knew how to solve a Rubik's Cube as a kid, it only meant one thing: you have no friends.
Rubik's Cube, aka a colorful paperweight. Rubik's for the win. Both are frustrating. Does this mean light, bright, lost? Yes. Got to go with Rubik's. Etch-a-Sketch would piss me off, erasing part of my drawings at times. That was frustrating too.
And by the way, was there anything better than this? Get a little exercise in, you erase your drawing.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, Etch-a-Sketch was my fave as a kid. I remember trying to make cool designs with them or making random stuff. Okay.
All right, let's go to the vote. This is a lot of similar sentiments. Not that we don't appreciate them. Thank you. We got 3,500 votes. Let's see who takes it. Who's going to the final four?
Choosing Etch? You're choosing Etch-a-Sketch? Where you going?
Etch.
Etch, where you going?
I'm Team Etch.
I got to go Rube. Here we go.
Etch goes to the final four, baby!
Oh my God. Whoa.
60.4% to the Etch-a-Sketch, 39.6%.
Wow, and that's a big
Rubik's.
margin.
Yeah,
But who did Rubik's beat in the first one?
Light Bright
Like,
No, it beat Simon.
or Simon. Sorry.
Wow, that means that literally that means that like that wait, what was that last battle? Hold on. Rubik versus what was it? I'm looking at all these toys at once.
Sorry.
Etch a Sketch.
That means Etch a Sketch would have took a dump on Simon. Or maybe not.
I don't know. Who
Maybe
knows?
it would have been more. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. That's nuts. I didn't think.
All right, let's save
Etch a
Transformers.
Sketch is going to the final four.
Let's save Transformers, Star Wars for last. Let's do Lego Hot Wheels second to last. Let's go Cabbage Patch Kids, WWF wrestlers.
So
Now-
because WWE is so popular right now, and because I think it seems like the male toys are have an edge here, because I don't know why, but like My Little Pony, I mean, they took that in the barn and shot it.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? But
I think, and I'm just speaking about the 80s toy, WWF, the wrestling figures were like top 3 for me.
your team WWE on this one, or WWF on this one, excuse me. I'm team Cabbage Patch Dolls. Why? Because I had a Cabbage Patch doll. I never had the wrestling figures.
Cabbage Patch is certainly more 80s. I think they're the most ubiquitous 80s doll.
I also think it's funny that we're basically arguing two very different types of dolls.
Right.
Do you remember the name of your Cabbage Patch doll?
No, it was like I was trying to remember last episode. I can't remember. It's
What did it look like again?
It did kind of look like me. It had blue eyes and it had brown curly hair. Like that there was a weird. They made those faces on those things neutral enough that everybody kind of looked like their doll.
Yeah, well,
That was the marketing of it.
Yeah.
You can get something that looked like you.
Yeah, it was the first doll that looked
But
like
that didn't get
kids.
marketed like that. I'll tell you why. Because people fought for anything they could get their hands on. But when you Googled that before, did it say it held up? Did it say it was their intent? Or did it say they stand by it that no two have ever been produced alike?
No, they stood by it.
Because how many variants?
Because they're handmade. Look, it's a
Oh, wait. So
it's a
it's not
broad
that one wouldn't have the same, because there was different types of hair. There was loops or frizz. So it's not that one wouldn't be the identical set of colorized freckles or not, this or that. But because it was, is that what they're trying to get away with?
I think they would be like
They were handmade. So one
I think
had
if the one had blonde curly hair and blue eyes, there would not be another one with blonde curly hair and blue eyes. The other one would have brown eyes and blonde curly
there's
hair.
not enough permutations for the amount that they had to distribute to this day.
Or they'd add a dimple, or they, freckles.
I know, but
or
I'd love
whatever.
to know the math behind how many things that they had to, that they were able to alter because that had to go through they had to build a program for that.
Sure.
They can't make that statement. There's software that was built on the permutations of Cabbage Patch dolls.
I don't know. There
has to be.
They said every doll was handmade, which is wild.
But so then maybe they're leaning on that then.
I'm
Because
sure
no
that's
two
part of
dolls
it
are
too.
alike because they were handmade. They're imperfect.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
thought you'd
that
never
too.
get. I thought you'd never get the same exact.
But I will say, as a kid, I don't remember seeing a ton that looked the same.
Can you click on that first? That right there. No, sorry. It was claimed the history of the Cabbage Patch. That one right there. Yeah. Let me see that. Let's go to where it was. There. It was claimed that each Cabbage Patch Kids doll was unique, different head molds, eye shapes and colors, hairstyles and colors, and clothing options did make each one look different. This, plus the fact that inside each one came with a birth certificate, made the dolls as individual as kids who wanted to adopt them.
I think it was the names.
I think that's what it is. Like the names
okay.
is something that's
The
different.
names,
They
the
can
birth
spell
dates,
it
that
different.
all starts playing into it.
Yeah.
Listen to the story. The official Cabbage Patch Kid story tells the story of a young boy named Xavier who was led by a bunny bee through a waterfall, down a long tunnel, and out into a magical land where Cabbage Patch grew little children.
When he was asked to help, Roberts agreed to find loving homes for the Cabbage Patch Kids. Full stop. At what part of the story do they say that this boy took the nude kids and wrote his name on every one of their asses?
They left that out. He branded them. You'll go out in that world, but you'll have my name on it. God, he like R. Kelly'd these kids. Didn't R. Kelly do branding? Who was the guy that did branding?
What did he say? Do you have your working? What does he say? R. Kelly in that famous concert. Now he's like, "Do you have your visa? Would you like to go with Robert?" Do you have your papers?
I
Would
don't
you
know.
like to go? He's singing this. You
Okay.
didn't see the doc?
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
No.
literally
Yeah.
going, who wants to go with Robert? Do you have your papers? Did you get your shots? And then he literally, in that exact one, he took a girl and from the parents, we went backstage, and then she was gone for like years.
Oh my God. Jesus God.
What's he up to?
He's in a lot of trouble.
But he's in jail, right? But
yeah.
you don't hear anything like he's a regular person in jail, right?
Yeah.
Or do they keep him isolated because of his fame?
I think I saw something went viral on TikTok that someone called their uncle in jail and he sung to her, serenaded her on the phone
This
in
guy's
jail.
still trying to go out.
You get, but
Can you type in
A
R.
guy
Kelly
like that-
in Gen Pop prison?
yeah, a guy like that gets separated, man. I just watched the Jared thing. Jared, there's no way Jared's in Gen Pop.
No, but well, you're right. Yeah, underage. Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah, he would get killed.
So then why is he singing tunes to someone's prisoner friend?
I'm not saying they're never around another human being, but I'm saying they're not eating in the, they're probably not in the lunch hall is all, or the
They found
showers.
Kelly believed his
He's
fame.
in general.
Right.
He
said
is?
no,
No,
he
he's
said
in-
he's
okay.
not because he can't because of his fame. Right. Not because you kidnapped children.
All right, let's go back.
Let's go back to the toys.
I mean, look, I'll say this is a final statement on Cabbage
I
Patch
think
Kids.
Cabbage Patch Kids might win this, actually.
I'll say this is a final statement on this battle. I mean, look, the WWF figures are a lot of fun, and it's, you bounce them off the floor and off each other and off the ropes and whatever the hell you want to do. But a Cabbage Patch Kid made you feel loved. It really did. It made you feel like you had a little baby of your own and that you had love in your life.
Look,
and I never would get that from a wrestling figure.
And these two came in different parts of my life, right? Cabbage Patch was big with me in 83. Wrestlers were big with me in 87, right?
Right.
And as a kid, 4 years makes a huge difference. So they both mean something to my nostalgia and to my life. I have a feeling because I think people will isolate WWF down to the toy, whereas now like Star Wars, Transformers, they might be a little bit of like, oh, they're still popular right now. It might skew, but I think they will limit it to the toy. And I think Cabbage Patch Kid was, as far as dolls go, also the iconic 80s
So tell
toy.
me what we got here, guys. Who won?
I am going with Cabbage Patch.
All right, here we go. Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not
Heartbreaker.
surprised. I'm not surprised that WWF took it because Cabbage Patch Kids are so of not even of a certain time, of a certain age group. There is no.
But those
so-
people are still only. They're our age. They're still the same
But
people.
no. That's not what I mean. What I mean is a certain age of life. When you grew out of Cabbage Patch Kids, that was it. It was game over. You're done.
Right.
You could have grown out of playing with wrestling figures and still been into wrestling. So you're going to have a greater love for those figures.
I understand.
Anybody collecting the Cabbage Patch, if you went to somebody's house, you would think it was way less weird if they had a room with wrestling
Yeah, if I
figures
got to
set
your
up.
house right now and there was a Cabbage Patch Kid on your bed,
Yes.
me personally,
Yeah.
I would think it's amazing. But I think most people wouldn't.
No. If you saw a shelf of Cabbage Patch dolls, that's what I'm saying. Like right here, you have these shelves over here in the office. If there was if you had wrestling figures set up on those, I'd be like, oh, cool, man. I remember those. If you had Cabbage Patch Kids, I'd be like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know
What,
what I
what
mean?
about if you had your one original first one?
That's different.
It is. Okay.
Just one.
I agree.
One is like, oh, that's from when you were a kid. Cool.
right.
If you had a collection up there, no,
yeah.
you can't do that.
Okay. Guys,
All right, let's go to the next
wanna
battle.
read? Do you want to read?
Oh, I
yes.
thought we did. We didn't? God, my
No.
head is swimming right now. I don't know why. I'm gonna get a water.
I would always wrestle with the Cabbage Patch Kids when I was young because I didn't have actual wrestlers for a long time. And as soon as I got my Big Show and Undertaker figures, I used them to choke slam the Cabbage Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch smell better. I had both. I love both. You will not make me choose. I kind of agree. Glad to see the food adjacent toy is holding strong. I never had 85% of these toys. Okay. Have you ever smelled a Cabbage Patch doll? Enough said. See, again, you're right. The comments don't reflect. I chose WWF figures even though there was nothing like watching moms kick each other's ass over a doll in Toys R Us. Which is cooler? Some of the strongest and most powerful men in the world or friggin' dirty lettuce children?
Oh, the steel cage.
I had it. That isn't the original steel cage. That's different. That's the finger. That's not even the same one. That's like the ones that you like. It was like almost like the Rock'em Sock'em robot thing.
Yeah.
I chose WWF only because my brother forced me to play with them.
Can't go wrong with the polls. WWF wrestling figures are better than Cabbage Patch Kids and WWE figures because they actually bled and swore. What?
I guess in real life, which what you're imitating.
I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't
we
know
got
why
so
I get
far.
so irritated at comments like that.
We got the Etch a Sketch. We got WWF wrestlers. Okay, let's keep going.
A Star Wars or Lego.
Well, here.
I think you saved Lego Hot Wheels for less because they won by the biggest margins in the first round.
Okay. I am Team Star Wars. Sal is Team Transformers. It was a tough choice, but Star Wars, as I said in the last episode, second only to He-Man for me. Transformers are great, but they do not they just don't surpass Star Wars. I mean, what is there to say? These are both toys that come from another galaxy. These are both toys that celebrate an awesome, epic, intergalactic war, an amazing, rich mythology filled with characters that allows you to bring that story plus whatever elements you want to add into your playtime with the toys. They stand on very similar ground. But
oh man, I even had a Jabba the Hutt and that whole kit.
That's the thing.
I had the Tatooine. I had the guy with the piano.
When it comes to toys, it's like you got your figures for Star Wars, and then you got your ships, and then you got your play sets, and then you got the AT-AT and the ATST walkers, and I mean you could set up battles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Across
I don't
landscapes with
a
Star
lot of
Wars.
Transformer sets.
There weren't any.
They weren't, right?
It was just the toys.
But let's also give them a little bit of props. So they went from automobiles. They had the Dinobots. They did branch out.
Yeah.
They had. I used to love putting my thumb on the thing, the colored sticker. Right? You put your thumb on it.
Oh yeah, to learn if it was a Decepticon or Autobot.
Yeah,
that was very cool.
I mean, and then who's the guy? What's his name? The guy that had the cassette tape. I had that guy. And
that is Soundwave.
Soundwave. The cassette would come out, and it would be that
Ravage.
Like Greyhound.
There was Ravage. There was
Ravage. Yeah.
There was Ravage. Was the Panther.
That was and by the way, Soundwave was big.
Soundwave was
a boombox.
He's not that big. He's only like this big. You're remembering
I had a big
it.
One.
You're remembering it. Trust me, because you're a kid. Shockwave was
he was like twice the size of everybody.
He wasn't. I literally, I know this. I had a Shockwave and I had a Soundwave and it got stolen when my apartment got robbed. And
it was a Ridge.
I had a remake, but it was to scale. It was to scale. But Q just gave me a new one. He gave me his remake because he's got an original, and he's like, "Hey, man, you can replace your thing."
I remember it being
and they're the same
massively
size,
bigger than everybody else.
They're not. See, here's the thing: some of the Transformers are very small.
Sure.
So you're thinking of like Bumblebee and stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
I love Bumblebee
Optimus,
too. How great was Bumblebee?
He was great.
No
Optimus,
fuss, no muss.
Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, like they're all.
What would you rather have right now on the shelf? Would you rather have the top? Would you rather have a Luke, a Han, a Leia, an Obi-Wan, a Darth? Right here, or would you rather have an Optimus, a Bumblebee, a Shockwave? Like, what would you?
Well, if we're talking about this shelf, I'd rather have Transformers. They're more decorative. They're better to look at.
Yeah.
But that's part of my point. What I'm saying is, which made them a less fun toy because they were sort of decorative and they were sort of intricate and whatever. And I knew kids that had Transformers never played with them.
Yeah,
they just collected them.
What I ended up having to have the Transformers fight at Castle Grayskull.
See, now we're talking.
Yeah.
But my biggest beef with toys as a kid was in the commercial. I mean, there was nothing like toy commercials in the 80s, right? Because the kids were always playing like if they were playing with like the Indiana Jones figures, right? Mm-hmm. They would have them on like a dirt road,
a terrain.
And a terrain. Yeah,
even the GI Joe, those vehicles, those ATV vehicles, and they're always going over sandy hills.
Yeah, they're jumping out. Yeah, and then you get home, you didn't have anything like that, which is why if you had a friend with a sandbox, it was the best. But Transformers, okay, you couldn't put in any terrain. She had no play sets, and then if you put them in like a sandbox or something, they were screwed because the joints got all all jacked up, right? So I just think as far as a playing fun toy, like Star Wars can't be beat.
But look at that original Luke.
Well, can be beat, but not by Transformers.
Look at that Luke. Look at that lightsaber. That's pitiful, bro.
I love that they. By the way, I love that they were just like, it's yellow. You're like, but it's blue in the movie. I don't
That's
understand.
wild. It's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He didn't have a yellow saber.
You know why?
A yellow saber was not in the world.
I think they were producing the toys, not distributing, but producing the toys before the movie was done.
Okay.
You know do you know
I
when
watched
the thing, like, it's famous story now where they marketed and they couldn't get the toys out by Christmas, so they gave parents like this cardboard thing to give their kid to be like, you're going to get these toys soon.
Yeah.
And it worked.
IOU. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's great. Like their hands didn't move either. So it was just like you fit it in like this.
But I'll tell you there's something weird about Star Wars toys, these old ones, right? These are the only, like, they reproduce these now and they call them like the retro
This is like the
collection
eighth
or whatever.
reproduction because I did the reproduction in the 90s.
Those were Power of the Force though, and they were shaped different and they looked different.
I don't know. I sold
You
them
talking about
all-
when the prequels came out?
No, but they redid all of these.
Okay.
In like the 90s.
So they're redoing them again, or they still read it?
And they
right?
were better. They were more like they were detailed.
See, that's no. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't like that. There's repros now that are literally just like these.
Exact. Okay.
And those are the ones I like because
Yeah.
the ones with like the elbow articulation, I'm like, that's not what it was. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want
think
that.
it was elbow. It just was like better looking.
Yeah.
But I bought it because I thought that it would be like this now. But, you make a ton of money.
Like, they have figures that look like that now, like where it's just.
If you could just go back right now and just box and save everything, it's insane how much money you would make.
There's an episode of Amazing Stories starring Mark Hamill. And at the beginning, he's a guy who lives in the 20s. And he's obsessed with his car. He's got this convertible.
In
And
the 1920s?
yeah. Or 30s, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
But oh wait, that's so weird. It stars Mark. I didn't even realize, like, Luke Skywalker.
I thought that's what you're talking about.
No, I'm actually talking about for what you just said. And the premise is his parents throw him out because he doesn't take anything seriously, and he's always like, they're always like, you got your head in your comic books all day and whatever. And this imp, this little guy here, this imp appears to him.
Shout out to imps.
And says like, one day you'll be a rich man, like, never change anything, just never throw anything away. And then his whole life, he has this really hard life and nothing's working out, whatever. And then it cuts to modern day and he's an old man. And his car, it's the same car. It's like broken down and it's just filled with all this junk, which looks like junk. And the imp appears and he's like, you lied to me. You told me just to never change or whatever. And he's like, oh, look, I've got nothing, and he's furious. And then he goes to get his car repaired. And the mechanic is like, can I ask you something? And he like notices one of the trinkets and he's like, is this a such and such? And he's like, yeah. And then he realizes, or he learns from these collectors that he meets, that everything he owned that he never threw away is worth like millions of dollars.
What good is it going to do him there? He looks like he's a day away from dying.
Well, that's him at the end. He gets like cleaned up.
Okay.
And he's
he's ordering Grey Poupon.
Yeah, they do an auction and he's rich, and then he meets the love of his life at this auction.
But at that age,
That's when his life starts.
yeah. What are you gonna do? Some people never get it, you know?
He's like, you know what? I'm finally here, baby. 83.
By the way, that age in 1987 when this came out, that was a 47-year-old man.
All right. So do we do these yet or no? Do we read these?
Yeah.
No.
Let's vote. Or do we?
But do we read phones on this?
Oh
Enough?
yeah,
Enough?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because they said the Millennium
All right.
Falcon
This is
thing.
huge.
I think we did.
Huge. This is a powerhouse.
All right.
Should we
I don't
vote
think
first or read?
we read that
No.
many. But
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
Just
we
go.
can read some, but I feel like we read a lot about
Yeah.
Star Wars and Transformers
Let's go.
already.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Here we go. You guys, where you got? Who you got?
Transformers.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Let's see.
I never really played with Star Wars.
I think Star Wars is gonna win, but I'm gonna stick behind.
I would think
I
so.
love Star Wars.
4,000 votes.
Here we go.
Ooh,
wow.
Star Wars.
Not a drubbing, but Star Wars takes it 57.1% to 42.9% Transformers.
Star Wars in the first round beat He-Man 70-30. So it was less of a margin of victory than He-Man.
God, He-Man that's wild. That's Transformers would have beat He-Man.
Well, that doesn't mean that at all. At all.
It
For
doesn't?
shits and gigs, we could throw up Transformers or He-Man. It's not even in the tournament. We could just, it's for
I'm just saying.
for our personal conversation, we could do it.
I'm saying I'm saying Transformers did better against Star Wars than He-Man did.
Correct.
So wouldn't logic dictate?
No, not necessarily. I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's that big a. I think people, when they see two things paired together, they make a decision based on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
All right, here we go, baby. The final battle.
Now, here's the thing. These are two of the biggest margins of victories, not only in the Sweet 16 tournament, but in general, as compared to our normal scores. 88% Hot Wheels over 12% My Little Pony, and 86% Lego over 14% Barbie, which is insanity. For that reason, I think that Lego is probably still going to take it. But according to this, and according to what you just said, this should be close.
Yeah.
But is it that? Let me ask you this. No, it's not going to be close at all. It's going to be a landslide, and I'll tell you why.
You think it's going to be a
Lego
landslide?
Let's just call it. They were 2 percentage points away from the same score: 88 to 12, 86 to 14. Lego beat Barbie. Hot Wheels won that big against My Little Pony. You understand? So the Lego win. Not only is it's weighted more, but it's like that's.
But how do you? I don't know. I don't think it'll be a landslide. I think Hot Wheels has a really good shot here. And I think I will go back to what I just said about Star Wars versus Transformers. These are polar opposite toys. Legos were made to build something that you could look at and do nothing with. Hot Wheels were all action. There was no more action-based toy, arguably, than the Hot Wheel. I mean, they were giving you goddamn guns to shoot these things out of. Remember that? When you'd literally shoot it out of a gun?
I have Lego in this because we took Lego versus Barbie, and we agreed on Hot Wheels versus whatever.
Right.
But if I had to choose what I would choose Hot Wheels right now.
I'm saying that's why I think they have a shot of winning here.
Yeah.
6 billion Hot Wheels have been produced.
Ring of fire? Remember jumping through the ring of fire?
Yeah, I mean it couldn't be more opposite of Legos. It's like open the box immediately, shoot it across the kitchen floor, run it through the loop, smash it with a hammer. Did you do that? When I got bored of my Hot Wheels, I'd smash them to pieces with a hammer. That was a blast.
That escaped me. But what we did do is we would have tournaments like almost like when you make those cars in like Boy Scouts or whatever. Like what do they call those things? Like you make it look like a wooden.
Oh, the Pinewood Derby.
Yeah, we would do that. We would like go to like a pitched area in the neighborhood, and we would like compete, and like you just let go and let it roll down naturally.
Would you soup your car up, add like a quarter to it, and all that stuff?
No, you did that too.
Well, in the Pinewood Derby, which I often competed in, and often got, I often did well because my dad was very good.
Oh, you competed in Pinewood Derbys? You were in the Boy Scouts?
Yeah, it was Weeblos and Cub Scouts.
Yeah,
but my dad was mechanically very inclined. And he was very good at like knowing how to weight the car and like whatever. And like we would often
Was
win.
it really a challenge then of the dads?
That was 100% that. Yeah. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were supposed to do it with you. Like, should I do this? Should we do that? It was a collaborative?
We would build the car together. He just had little tips.
Because you were in the room, or did he actually ask you your opinions on stuff?
Yeah. No, he very much enjoyed like seeing what I wanted.
Yeah. Would you take home ribbons, trophies?
Yeah, you got like a ribbon or a trophy or something.
Still got them? That's fun stuff. That
probably
that's fun stuff that we could take.
Yeah,
because I have some fun stuff. Like I have like the MVP trophy that I got for my JV basketball team when we went 0-14, and
I'll tell you what I have.
Definitely have MVP ceremony. I had 16 points on the season.
I'll tell you what I definitely have. I have my stuffed animal Chewbacca from like 1980. My parents still have it. I mean, dude, it looks like wolves got to it or something.
But that's a whole. I can get the vintage toys and we could do that.
Yeah.
But the ribbon and the trophies are accolades from life experiences.
No, it's funny. Yeah,
that might be fun just to kind of like a little.
I'll ask my dad if we still have any of them.
Yeah, all right, me too.
But he was like, it was like he let me be Batman, but then he was Lucius Fox. He was the Morgan Freeman guy, where he was like, might I suggest, Mr. Wayne, that we tape a quarter to the back of the car? It'll make it go faster, that kind of stuff.
Look at this. The first Hot Wheels car to be sold were the first Hot Wheels cars to be sold were called the Sweet 16. Very apropos.
That's very interesting. 20,000 different variations of Hot Wheel cars exists. Hot Wheels makes over 6,000 miles of orange track each year. Dude, I swear to God, I might go home tonight and buy a Hot Wheels track.
Let's go to the store. Let's go check it out. The most expensive Hot Wheels ever sold was a Beach Bomb for $72,000. I thought it would be more than that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
The largest collection is worth over $1 million. 2 billion wheels are produced per year. 16.5 Hot Wheels are produced every second. 519 million Hot Wheels are produced per year, and over 6 billion of them. Listen, I bet you could pull up these Lego stats too. You know, like they'd be pretty impressive. But
what year were Legos invented? Because Hot Wheels, now these are toys that were huge in the 80s, but we are going to recognize like these toys were not invented in the 80s. These are two that actually came out. Hot Wheels was 1968. Legos was, the guy started making wooden toys in 32. 2 years later, he named his company Lego.
Did you know that? It's a Danish phrase that means play well.
No, I did not know that.
That's a fun thing to have in the back pocket.
But when does he jump to
49?
Okay, 49 is the first plastic brick. Jesus God. I didn't know it was that old.
That wasn't even the signature brick with the interlocking studs. It was just a plastic brick.
Could you imagine, dude? The guy, V, scroll up for a second just so I can see what year that guy died. Oh, it's actually on the right.
It's his.
This guy died.
Oh, because he's Dutch. I thought they would call him old Christensen.
Dude, this guy died in 1958. 10 years, only 10 years after the first actual Lego came out. This is his company. Could you imagine
your life's work?
Yeah,
you don't know where it is. He doesn't know what this is.
Could you imagine you bring him back from the dead right now and show him the Lego movie, and you're like, "That's all done with a computer."
He might be a trillionaire.
What?
I wonder what that property on the whole.
But
is
I'm saying
worth.
it would blow his mind to smithereens.
Yeah, smithereens is a good word.
Let's see. How many? What does Lego do in sales every year? I mean, it's just got to be absurd.
Yeah, can we do Lego sales and Hot Wheels? Yeah. Legos now, but this is the wrong time to go up against Lego. Lego is its most popular it's ever been right this second. That's true.
Yeah, you got a strong case on your hands here.
7 Lego sets are sold per second. So right now, as we're talking, 35 Lego sets.
Here's the other thing I don't like about Legos. Too expensive. This stuff is supposed to be for kids, man. And like a cool Lego set is like $150, $200.
I have some Lego sets because it's so tempting not to, but how do you not get the Seinfeld house? How do you not get, you know what I mean? So I have some Lego sets that I just, over the pandemic, Q got me the Fast and the Furious car. And I had no Lego sets. And he's like, dude, this will take up some time because we had nothing to do. Yeah. So I just did that and I have it. I did it fully. It was the first one I ever had, first one I ever did. After that, I was aware of them. So I started buying ones. I have like 5-6 sets. It was just the ones that I was like, I have to get Seinfeld out there. They're in the box and they're in storage and I never opened them. When I think Lego, the thing I like is just free form Lego. I don't like, necessarily, I mean, not like, but the power of Lego to me is not what it is now. The power of Lego to me would be able to just build and create, like as you said, the Etch.
I will say this: I bought recently a little Boba Fett Lego thing.
Yeah,
it was
the head.
$5. No, not the head. It was just a little mini Boba Fett in his ship. I bought it to put it on my desk.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, it'll take me 10 minutes to put this together. Took way longer. But my point is. I hear you. I never liked the free form, but I hear you because there's almost zero satisfaction in a Lego kit. It tells you what to do.
Let me just say this.
You do it, and then you look at it. Like there's no like, wow, look what I did.
My brother-in-law, my sister's husband, right? He has a basement with shelving and glass cases, and he has done every single Lego set you could think of. He's done all the massive ones, like the top 20 biggest ones, like the Eiffel Tower, the buildings, the Titanic. Those are all on display downstairs. And he put together even the new ones, the new Mario one. They all connect, and they interact with each other. So you put together the whole world, and you turn it on like all interact. He has every single one, and he does them like he's obsessed with them, and he gets them done like. He did the Titanic in like a few days.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild. He's so adept at it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are that kind of faithful. And it's so funny because my other brother-in-law is a Hot Wheels collector. And in his garage, he transformed it into a Hot Wheels showcase. And he has them all lined up on all the walls. And there's thousands in there. I just realized that.
That's
this is a
wild.
battle of my brother-in-laws right now.
That's wild. All right, folks. We're coming down to it here. Let's read some comments and then see what the vote is. Let's see. Do I go with miniature hot rods I always dreamed of driving, or little bricks sent from hell that make me scream profanities in front of my 10-year-old when I step on it? I mean, there is really
But
nothing
why is
arguing
he
that.
judging now, though, at JC? It's not you stepping on Legos now.
Yes, that's true.
We're discussing the merits of the toys in the 80s.
There ain't a Hot Wheels movie. All right.
It's not?
Maybe a straight to DVD.
There's a few Hot Wheels video games, but still not as many as Lego. Lego, as much as I love cars, I love building more. Lego's a bitch to step on, but the creativity you can do.
Play with them and display them. That's a selling point. You have fun with Hot Wheels. You get frustrated by Legos. Simple as that. Lego all the way. Legos have to be one of the only toys that have been with me throughout my entire life. If you're a Lego fan as a kid and you still, you know what I mean? I don't know if you could say that. I don't know.
Look, now it looks like Lego's going to take it here, but we've learned that the comments are not indicative of the vote.
Lego makes cars already. Checkmate. Scroll a little bit more. Legos has more longevity. Go, Joe.
Lego, it's not even close. Wait, I don't agree with that. Lego doesn't. Why does Lego have more? I see. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Didn't they make Lego Hot Wheels at one point? I don't know. It's a good question.
Why does this ergonomic bra keep popping
I
up?
don't know. I have not Googled anything.
So is that one a crossover? The car one?
Sure.
Oh wait, is that Lego though?
Mega.
Wait, that's Lego, right? Where it says Mega? No, Mega is something else.
Yeah, that looks like a competitor or something.
Wait, look up Mega. Mega.
It's not the same.
No, I know.
I don't think it
Mega
is.
building toy. I don't know what the hell. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Mega contrast. They're like the GoBot of Lego.
The balls, dude, to do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're like the GoBot.
All right, folks, here we go. Final winner of who's going to the Final Four. We got Legos versus Hot Wheels. Who's going to what over there?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, where are you going? All right.
Everybody's Hot Wheels except Sal.
In life, I'd be Hot Wheels, but in this tournament, I'm going Lego.
Who takes it?
Whoa.
Not as bad as it
Not as bad as Barbie.
could have been. 66.1% Lego, 33.9% Hot Wheels. So there you have
There
it.
you have your Final Four. Can we get the margin of victory that the other margins of victory? So we had Lego 66.1 to Hot Wheels 33.9%. So your Final Four now being Etch a Sketch, Star Wars, WWE figures, and Legos.
What the hell is... It's a
What?
weird matchup.
Well, Legos and Etch a Sketch are two neutral, toys.
Yeah, and WWE versus Star Wars.
Yeah.
God, what a weird motley crew in this final. I
Yeah.
never would have guessed it would be this.
Star Wars I think Star Wars is going to be, I think it's going to be Star Wars Lego. And I don't know who.
In the final.
People are going to say Lego has a Star Wars licensing.
Okay, so in a head, you'll see this before you see that episode.
Right.
And before we record it. Guys, don't go down that road. Don't go down Lego has Star Wars, so that means they're as good as both. We are talking about the 80s Star Wars toys versus the 1980s Legos. In the 80s, Legos did not have Star Wars. And even if they did, it is not the same kind of toy as a Star Wars toy. So again, 80s Legos, 80s Star Wars, and then the other two are obviously 80s because an Etch a Sketch is
if I
an
could
Etch a
do
Sketch.
today over,
Yeah.
I would probably list the top like 32 80s toys, and then I would expressly state these thoughts into the comments, and I would also maybe get some other people involved, and it could be a real thing. Maybe you can charge a ticket price to that.
You never know. Well, dude, here we are. We're off to the Final Four.
But we got to decide before the next one if we're gonna. We'll take inventory on toys we didn't remember, like we didn't include, and if there is like, oh come on, oh my god, come on, maybe we'll do another round and like just kind of like get them into this round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
And if there's not enough merit, then we will continue and we'll move on to 90s toys.
I hear you. All right, brother.
It's been good. It's been fun.
I know. I was going to say I still love you, but there were no winners or
There's no
losers.
winners or
Not
losers.
till the next.
I'll tell you what.
episode.
No joke though. I feel as soon as we're done, I want to go online and start looking up vintage.
I know.
toys.
I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah. I should have my buddy Mike on. He collects them. He has a room in his house. It's all vintage toys.
I'll check Mike out.
Yeah.
I'll check Mike
He's
out.
got every WWF figure in the backings and then graded in sealed.
Yeah.
He has everything.
Matt McCarthy has the entire collection still in the packaging.
It's probably worth 6 figures.
It's got to be. Yeah. All right, folks. We still love you.
We still love you, babes.